Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Monday, December 11th, and we've got a pretty snowy 24 to 36 hours, also some very blustery conditions as the Clipper system will bring pretty much a widespread 1 to 3 inch snowfall, locally 4 inches in the non-snowbound areas. But boy, for the snowbound areas of lower Michigan, we can see 6 to 12 inches over the next several days as, again, that Clipper brings in system snow and then lake effect behind it. Winds could gust to 40 miles per hour as we get late into today into very early on Tuesday. And again, that could cause some school closings and delays, especially across central and western lower Michigan, again, where more snowfall. If we get 3 or 4 inches of snow here in the mid-Michigan area, I'd say we have a good chance of school closings. Otherwise, with low visibilities and blowing snow, we may see some delays, especially with the icy roads, but we'll see how that pans out. As far as the next slide goes, you can see the winter weather protective snow cover. We'll track that all winter long. You can see we're just getting started with some of the snow, and certainly we will look for the big warm-ups and rain that may be followed by some bitterly cold air mass that could cause some issues, and that's something that this chart will look at, and as we get into the following season, that might explain some issues with maybe some of the wheat crop. But again, right now everything's fine. And if we look at the climate data for today, the normal high is 33, the normal low is 20. You can see the record lows and record highs. Back in 1971, we had a high of 60 degrees. That year, we also had a record precipitation for the date with 1.43 inches of rainfall. So on that date of interest, the founder of McDonald's passed away again back in 1971. And 10 years ago here in Breckenridge, we had a high of 32, a low of 22. And just over an inch of precipitation for a very wet day as well there. In fact, that was quite white as temperatures were mainly in the upper 20s, low 30s. We had lots of mixed precipitation that day. And if we look at the radar map this morning, you can see that Clipper system with the developing snow out ahead of it. And again, this low pressure system across northwest Minnesota will track down towards near the Chicago area, and that'll put us in some pretty good lift area for most of the area to pick up again a very solid 1 to 3 inches of snow, followed by some very windy conditions and maybe another ½ inch or an inch of snow late tonight into tomorrow before we see some sunshine maybe in the afternoon. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see that Clipper system in Minnesota. Again, it's going to be diving to the southeast, and as it does, it'll continue the chances of snow into tomorrow morning with heavy lake effect snow developing down on the lee of the Great Lakes. And if we look at how much precipitation we expect over the next 7 days, you can see inland areas mainly around a quarter, maybe a ½ inch, but definitely as you get downwind of Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, also across the Lake Erie, Ontario, into upstate New York, lots of lake effect. So if you have snowmobile or skiing plans, definitely some great winter conditions across much of northern and northwestern lower Michigan coming up. As far as snowfall here over the next 72 hours, again, the WPC blankets most of the area with a pretty solid 2 to 4 inches of snow. And again, much heavier snow as you get into the snowbelt areas of lower Michigan. As far as the forecast goes today, you can see temperatures next couple of days in the upper 20s with about 1 to 3 inches of snow, and then very chilly conditions coming up for midweek. And then I think we'll warm up into the 30s as we get into next weekend. And again, the lakeshore areas could see 6 to 10 plus inches of snow coming up for those areas. As far as weather watch this morning, you can see winter storm warnings along the lakeshore, followed with winter weather advisories for about 3 to 6 inches. And that would include our Newaygo area, so we'll watch the webcam there to see how that snow piles up. Winter storm watches down as you get down towards the South Bend area. And again, so a pretty cold, snowy pattern coming up over the next couple of days. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, great work week, and 73s to all.